So today was one of my long run days. I had 20 miles, and while I was out on my run today, I got a question. One question that everyone asked me: when you're running that far, do you get blisters? And the answer is yes. Yes. But I also wanted to answer what gear I use on a daily basis whenever I go for a run that's either 3 miles or longer. This is the gear that I majority of the time carry with me or use before my run to make the run itself more beneficial and more enjoyable. So I wanted to go over each piece of gear and really explain the purpose of it and why I use it. And if you might think you need to use it, I can give you a better detailed review on if it works or doesn't work. So let's start off with the shoes. I've tried all kinds of different shoes. I've tried Nikes, Adidas, Ultras, Hokas, Salomon's. I've tried them all. And I've liked some and I've hated others. I've had bad experiences with some. I've had great experiences with others. Now, the current shoe that I'm running in right now on these longer Saturday and Sunday runs are the Ultras. These are an ultra marathon style terrain trail type shoe. It's got a super wide foot base to it. They are incredibly comfortable. Today's 20-mile run, I've put probably, besides today's 20-mile run, I've probably put 40 to 80 miles on these things. And surprisingly, they're really comfortable. They've got great cushioning, and my foot doesn't slide, from side to side, causing some blisters. The wide toe base is great because I used to get blisters on the top of my toes, like under the toenails. It was not good. So these are pretty much my go-to long distance shoes at the moment. Now, the shoes that I was running in, that I have ran marathons in and I've trained in before, are the Hoka Pro Fly X Carbon. These shoes are incredibly light. They've got a carbon plate inside them, so they are super springy. They are great. If you want to go really fast, I usually wear these on shorter runs because the toe bed on them are quite narrow, and I often get blisters on the inside of my feet and on the top of my toes with these style shoes. Now, I've ran marathons in them before. I've ran long distance with them before. They do work. It just seems like that carbon plate over time makes your feet like you're running on concrete nonstop. There's just not a lot of cushion. So these are kind of my backup shoes right now in case my Ultras get wet or damaged in some way. I still have a pair of shoes that I can still run in and continue to train. Now, if you're following along to the daily vlog, you know that a couple days ago I signed up for a 100-mile ultra marathon in San Jose, California. I've attempted this marathon before and I was unsuccessful. Did it have something to do with some of the injuries that I obtained? Absolutely. Blisters, some nerve in my left knee and hip. I had a fractured foot. It's just many different things that contributed to my failure. I got to 61 miles. And the products I'm going to show you next, these are what got me there. So I'm currently running in the Nike shorts, anywhere from the 5-inch to 7-inch inseam. For whatever reason, I've always been told the technology is not great in the Nike shorts, but they're inexpensive. They're like $20, $30 a pair, and they just seem to hold up, and I don't get chafing as much in some of the other brands. So I've had really good luck with these. I've ran hundreds of miles in these, and they hold up really well, and you just look good while running it. Now, t-shirt wise, I don't really care. I burn through t-shirts quite a bit. I sweat a ton. I just wear, typically one of our Bold, Brave, and Free t-shirts to run in. 100% cotton. Seems like it does well with the sweat, and I don't like chafe under my armpits or on my nips. Now, on colder months, I run with like tights on. For whatever reason, my left knee just flares up and just doesn't do well when I'm running in the cold weather. So I've worn the Under Armour like cold weather gear. I've worn the Nike. Today I wore the Nike cold weather gear. It seems like they work really well. They wick sweat away, but also I don't chafe. I don't need as much of the next product, which I highly recommend. Squirrel nut butter. I am shocked on how well this product works. I use this on my nips. I use this in between my thighs. And on longer runs, like a 100-mile ultra marathon, this stick is gonna go places that you don't want to put your hand. And that's what I love about it most. I use this every time I go for a run. It really prevents chafing. It's essentially like grease, but I've had success with the squirrel nut butter. Now for my feet, I use the little canister one of the squirrel nut butter. I can grab it with a finger load, lube up the toes, and it really helps prevent any blisters on my feet or any like temperature increases, especially on the longer runs. Like today, I didn't get any blisters because of this product and the very next product. The next product I would recommend, this is something I got from Courtney DeWalter. She's a big fan of these. The Indonesia socks. These are toe socks. Again, I've run thousands of miles in these things, and they just kind of create little garages for your toes. And once you mix this product with the squirrel nut butter, your feet are gonna love you. It really is a lifesaver. I used to run in just like regular socks, and my feet would just flare up. They would get swollen, and I would get blisters in all kinds of different places. So good sock brand. These are expensive. They're like 16 bucks a pair, so you can't lose these behind the washing machine. You got to keep track of the Indonesia socks. Huge fan, especially mixed with the squirrel nut butter. Up next is a product that I use on my left knee pretty much every run, especially if I'm not wearing any type of tight pants or tight garments. I use like KT tape. I buy like the generic one from Walmart. This thing I wrap up my left knee with, and it seems like it does its job. I don't really know what it does, but adds more blood flow to the area that is compromised. Probably the next article of clothing I use that I've used before, but I haven't used this product. I'm gonna run this winter with gloves on. For whatever reason, like especially in the evening or at night, my hands get really cold, and I usually tuck them in my sweatshirt, and this gets uncomfortable after a while, especially if you're running in the rain. It just sometimes feels like I need something on my hands. Found these at like Ross Dress for Less for like 10 bucks. They're like half off, so I bought them. I'll give you a more detailed review maybe in a later episode to see how they work. Am I gonna wear them for the ultra marathon? Probably. It's gonna be cold down in the Silicon Valley Bay Area. The next product, I'm keeping with the lube, chapstick. I carry chapstick with me all the time. My lips get chapped, especially when I'm out there sucking wind for 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 hours. I use a ton of that. The next product that I carry with me often is my fuel. My fuel is super important. Today on my 20-mile run, I think I had like 600 calories. So I like the goos. These particular ones are really good. They don't mess with my stomach, but also they have caffeine in them. I'm an addict when it comes to caffeine. I love caffeine, and these give you some caffeine too. So the next product, when it comes to like actual hydration, I use these like shitty Onigi trail running bottles. These are these squeeze ones. I used to use the Solomon ones, but those after a while get really like gross. So I buy these. These are really cheap on Amazon, and I've got a handful of these to shove inside my running vest so that when I'm out on the trail or out on the road, I can carry plenty of hydration, which is super important. So like today I carried 40 ounces of water, and that 40 ounces of water was mixed with probably my favorite product is the BPN G1M Sport. I really like the lemon lime and the strawberry, I think. This is essentially like your carbohydrates, electrolytes, and some caffeine. It has 350 milligrams of sodium. It has 20 grams of carbohydrates. It's 80 calories per serving. I usually take 2 servings with me. And it just tastes good, and it's easy to drink, and it's easy on my stomach. The thing about ultra running is you got to find products that sit well, because if it doesn't sit well with you, you're going to be having to find a toilet or a bush to poop in, because it happens. I've literally crapped on the side of the road because I ate something bad, or the hydration I was mixing with wasn't good on my stomach. So keep that in mind. Now comes to the next thing that I carry. I typically carry toilet paper with me in my running vest. In my running vest, I carry a little sandwich bag. It's got 6 to 8 wipes if you're on the side of the road and you got to poop, or you're in a porta potty or a gas station bathroom that doesn't have great toilet paper. I always carry a bunch of toilet paper with me, some blister band-aids, and then also the one thing that I carry is cash. If I'm outside the country or if I'm in the United States, I always carry whatever the denomination is. I've almost passed out on runs before, and I've had some cash, and I've been able to actually hire a taxi to take me back where I started running from to get some help. So I've used this cash many times, either to get fuel, food, a ride home. I always carry some money. And if you're outside the country, sometimes the bathrooms only take cash, like a public restroom you have to pay for. So you want to carry some cash with you. The next product I use on night runs, I really like the Black Diamond headlamp. I've had this headlamp for, 2 years now. Works good. It takes AAA batteries. You don't have to charge anything. I've tried the rechargeable headlamps. I've tried the rechargeable flashlights in that thing, and it just seems like they die rather quickly. And I don't have a way to charge it out on the trail or out on the road in the middle of the night. So I usually carry this, and I usually typically carry an extra set of AAA batteries with me. Really light, really easy to exchange out on the road. What's up, man? How are you? Oh, a new product that I'm adding and testing is these goo stroop waffles. Is campfire s'mores. I had one today. I only had half of one today because I dropped the other half on the ground and then I stepped on it. But they're 150 calories. I tried these on my very first ultra run and they just upset my stomach. I did throw it up, but that might have had to do with something about being 30 miles into a race, and I was not in the best condition. But so trying these out, I don't know, if you're interested, I'll let you know how these go. Today went quite well, except dropping it. But the next item that I use anytime I go on a run that's anywhere from 5 miles or longer, I like to carry my gear. I like to carry my water. I like to carry some extra lube, headphones, energy gels, Cliff bars, that kind of thing. The running vest. I use 2 different type of vests. On my longer runs, I use the Solomon AdSkin 5, ADV Skin 5. I don't know, I got this REI. It carries a bunch of stuff. If I wanted a camel pack, I could add a camel pack. It's got a nice compartment for my toilet paper and my money. It has some extra pockets, and it has zipper pockets for my phone, wallet, that kind of thing. And then I'm also able to carry anywhere from 40 to 48 ounces of liquid on the front of my vest, which is key. I'm also able to carry like all the goos, gels, and energy bars right up front, so I don't need to take it off. I can just continue walking or continue running to continue down that road. Now you might be asking, like, why do I have 2? Well, this one gets gross fast, and if you run 20 miles, 40 miles in it, it's gonna start retaining sweat and trash. So on these longer races, I will start with this vest, and about a quarter of the way into it, I will switch to my other vest. I've had this vest for now almost 2 years. Like, the zippers broke on it. It doesn't hold as much, but it's a good transition vest. My wife or my crew can pack this thing full, and then I can strip the the old one or the one that I just used and sweat into, for the last 8 hours. Switch this over, and I carry extra bottles of water and goos and gels, and I shove everything in this one, and it works out really well. That's pretty much all the gear I use to either prepare for a run, use during a run, and things that I carry for an emergency. If I was going to do some trail type running or trail type racing, I might add things like, some type of trekking poles. I might change up my shoes, and I might add some additional gear like a rain jacket, or maybe long pants. I don't know. I haven't come into those situations quite yet. So if I do, and if you enjoy this video, I will go ahead and make an updated video of all the trail and ultra running gear that I currently use. That's it. So I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. Have a great night, great day, great evening. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe. Till tomorrow. Cheers.